Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, for those of you who are new to the channel. I am so excited you joined for this reading here today, and I hope you are having a beautiful and blessed day or night, wherever you are watching this reading. Today's reading is going to be focused on the person on your mind, whoever came to mind when this reading found you, and more specifically, their point of view over roughly the last 24 hours or so in this connection. This is a timeless reading, so we're talking about the 24 hours surrounding whenever this reading found you, not necessarily from its release, unless of course that's when it found you. And we're basically going to be covering what they were thinking, how they were feeling, and what it was like to be in their shoes over that time period. So we're going to get started with the cards that I've pre-pulled for us to save time, and then we're going to narrow it down even deeper using the tarot when we're done chatting with this first spread here. We'll also get out some channeled message cards to see what they wanted to say to you, what maybe they did directly say to you, and basically we're just going to get out some messages that are completely from their heart to you over the last 24 hours here. We'll also be getting out some tiles and charms for bonus insight, confirmation, and information. You may see their name come up, their initials, or important words or symbols to the connection. And as always, I'll be ending today's reading with a short message just for you from universe, whatever you need to hear the most. And I do that to help you reset and recenter your energy back toward yourself. So I highly encourage you to stick around till the end. I will also be doing an extended reading for today's reading. So if this really resonates with you and you're curious to see what is coming next from your person, you're welcome to join for that extended. This is essentially talking about the last 24 hours, and the extended reading will be talking about what is coming next from them, their next moves, their intentions. So we'd love to have you join us over there. Like I mentioned, you can find a link in the description box or the pinned comment, or straight over on my Patreon if you're interested. Okay, so without further ado, let's hop into the reading. I'll introduce the cards to you and then we'll get going here. First up, we have the Void, Mercury, and Earth's Heart. We also have the Mirror, the King, the Eternal Child. We have Nurture, Nurture others, and also yourself, as well as Trust. Trust your intuition, the universe guides you, okay? So I feel like your person may have been in some deep thought over the last day or so here. That might be something you picked up on, especially if they were extra quiet or quieter than normal. Or maybe your gut was just telling you something shifted within them, because I'm really picking up on a strong self-reflection energy coming from this person. And I do think a lot of that was inspired by you. This person may have even been trying to get a read on you because they felt like your energy was off, especially if this person happens to be like an overthinker or somebody who hyperanalyzes things. They very much seem to just be in their head, but not willing to express it out loud. That was the first message I got here with the Void and Mercury coming out together as the first two cards. It's almost like your person couldn't speak up. It's almost as if they felt like they had to keep it to themselves. Maybe they were overanalyzing. They wanted to get a bigger picture before really actually reaching out and talking to you about it, but there was something about a lack of communication. For some of you watching, you may not have been in communication with this person at all within the last 24 hours. That could be part of what this is too. This person may have been thinking about reaching out to you, communicating, but quite literally didn't say a word. So I'm kind of getting a few different scenarios here. Take it as it resonates with your life, your situation with this person. Hi, Wally. Wally sure doesn't have a hard time speaking up. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Anyway, please don't do this or I'll have to have you leave the room today, sir. Okay. I have to focus. Anyway, yeah, so some of you out there, you may be no contact over the last 24 hours with this person. For others of you, I do feel like you were with this person. They were just kind of radio silent, or they just weren't as chatty as they normally are. It's because they were very much in their head. But I do think that they're... All right, hold on a second, you guys. I gotta have him exit for a minute. Come on, buddy. I will give you pets and more attention. in like 20 minutes, okay? Anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Dang it. See, this is why I had to have Wally leave, because he distracts me and he like breaks my flow. What was I just saying? I suppose it'll come back around again. Basically, as I was saying, this person was very much in their head. So whether you were around them or not, they were very much in their head over you. They were reflecting a lot. They may have even been hyperanalyzing things you say, like the last conversation you had, or the way you said something last Monday or last week. They were just very much analyzing, and I think this person was also very much stuck in their ego and their pride. To the point where maybe that's part of the reason they felt like they couldn't speak up. They had a difficult time like letting those feelings out. They were more buried away or shoved down. Maybe your person was just too prideful to admit that they needed something from you, or they wanted to talk to you about something. But yeah, they were kind of acting out of ego and immaturity as well. Maybe that's part of why they were kind of closing their mouth and not speaking up too much, because they didn't want to say something they didn't mean in the heat of the moment, or they didn't want to act rashly. Between nurture and trust coming out here for these two oracle cards, maybe this person was actually presented with an opportunity to be kind to you or to nurture you, but they rejected that. Or maybe this person felt like they needed a little additional support from you than they received. And of course, even as I'm reading right now for you guys, I feel almost like this overwhelm coming over me. Like I almost don't even know what to say, and I'm picking up on your person's energy, which is telling me that it's like maybe part of the reason they weren't speaking up is because they were feeling so overwhelmed. They didn't really know what to say, and they didn't want to say the wrong thing. So even though your person was a little bit in an immature energy, they had at least enough strength to not want to like destroy the connection by, blowing up or acting immaturely directly towards you. They opted for maybe just going silent instead. So, all right, you guys, let's get into the rest of the message here. I'm curious to see what's going to come up for the tarot for you today, because usually I can get a little bit more detailed, more specific messages come out, and I am curious. So let's see what their thoughts and feelings were about you and the connection more in depth here today. So talk to me about this person's thoughts and feelings about the viewer, please. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. This person's thoughts and feelings about the viewer, please. We also have the 2 of Wands. Okay, we have the Chariot, and we also have the 5 of Swords. Okay, what else? The 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, your person was kind of all over the place. If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't think your person had like one clear train of thought over the last day or so. They were kind of all over the place. So you're going to need to take this as it resonates for your situation, because I'm seeing a lot of different possibilities coming out here, and everybody's situation is different. This is a collective reading. So if a message doesn't fit, but you understand how it like relates to the connection, that is a-okay. Just take it if, when, and how it resonates. And I'm just going to not go through my whole spiel right now, okay? At the end of the day, it's up to you to determine whether or not this is matching up with your person or not. I'm seeing like a pattern here where this person, and just bear with me for a moment, this person may have been thinking about leaving this connection behind to pursue something different, but then very quickly kind of backtracked on that thought process, and it almost like went in reverse, but to the extreme. Okay, so a thought may have entered into their head where they were like, I don't know if I can handle this. Maybe I should go find someone new. I should try a new connection out. And then they almost like pictured what it would be like to walk away from this connection and then very quickly backtracked. They were like, no, 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 no. I don't want to sabotage a good thing. I don't want to sabotage what I have here with this person, and I'm going to hold tight to it. And then it's almost like they became very clingy, or they became almost like overly dependent on wanting to stay in this connection. So I hope what I just said makes sense. I think, again, it was like a brief thought entered into their head where they were like, maybe I should leave this connection behind. Maybe I should just walk away and end it and work on myself for a while, or try something new, or do this or that or the other. And then very quickly, almost like retreated back into the, oh, no, 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 I'm not going to sabotage this, and then became overly clingy. Maybe that's part of why they were going silent on you, because they were having these extreme thoughts come into their head, almost like it felt like it was happening to them. And I think it was frustrating to your person. So maybe they're just under a lot of stress recently, or it could have been that day in particular. The 24 hours surrounding when you're watching this reading was just a really tough day for them. But it seemed like they were feeling everything very extreme, and they chose to kind of go silent in a way so that they didn't sabotage anything here with you. Or just in general, they opted for being quiet, keeping it to themselves, and keeping their thoughts contained, because they kind of had an awareness that they were just under a lot of pressure, and they didn't want to make any rash decisions they might regret later. Okay. Let's get out a few channeled messages out from this person now, because I'm just really curious to see what they would like to say to you, or rather I should say what they wanted to say to you over the last day or so here, but maybe didn't, or maybe they did. I don't know. Basically, this is going to be messages over the last 24 hours that this person would say if they could be completely honest and open. I don't know how to feel. Yeah. Really, truly. That sums it up in one message. Yeah, this person was going through a lot of emotional ups and downs, for sure. I don't know what comes next. Uncertainty is probably a good word to sum up your person's energy over the last 24 hours. And honestly, I mean, in a way, it's kind of a good thing that they didn't just like rashly speak up and, you know, go nutso on you or something. But I don't know. I guess this is how they handle it. Maybe they shut down a little bit when they don't know what to do. Okay, we also have, I want you so badly. Do I still have a chance? And I don't want to let you go. I wasn't planning on getting 5, but here we are. We have 5. Okay. Let's get out a few. Whoa, what was that? Okay, hold on. A card just flew across my room. And it was face down, but I'm going to show it to you guys anyway, just because like I went to put my deck on top of my stacks to grab my other, and it just like flung off the deck. So I miss seeing you. I do think that this person, and then this was like upside down. This is weird, you guys. We're getting bonus messages here today. I feel so happy with you. Your person was not really in a good headspace from what I can see over the last day or so here. I don't think your person wants to let go of this connection. I feel like that's very obvious. It's very clear. But they were also all over the place with their train of thought. Everything felt uncertain to them. They felt overwhelmed. I guess really they just didn't know what to do with what they were feeling and experiencing. So they opted for maybe shutting down instead of being expressive. They just didn't feel like they were able to do that yet. Could have also been that they felt like you were pulling back your energy and that was confusing them. Whether you were or not, maybe that is kind of something that they were feeling insecure about, or they were picking up on which was adding to this like inner turmoil, I suppose. Okay, I've thought about reaching out to you. Everything reminds me of you. I don't think we're on the same page. The passion is so intense and you intimidate me. For those of you who are no contact with your person, this is probably mostly directed to you, as well as, of course, you know, I don't want to let you go. Do I still have a chance? For those of you who are in contact with your person, I would honestly say this is them saying, I wanted to communicate with you. I wanted to tell you what was on my mind, but I didn't. I just let it be in my head, basically. They feel like maybe you were confused too by their behavior. Like you could sense something was off. Like both of you could kind of sense that something was off in the connection, but you just weren't speaking up about it. This person may have also had some like passionate thoughts about you. We do have a couple messages indicating that, but again, it's like minimal compared to the rest of the reading. So I feel like that wasn't like their dominant energy, but it was still present. And then, of course, maybe they were just intimidated by you. Maybe they sensed that something was off with you and they didn't want to make the situation any worse. So they were kind of like internalizing all of that pressure. Okay. What we're going to do now is get out tiles and charms. And again, I am doing an extended for today's reading where we'll be talking about this person's next moves towards you, their intentions towards you. So if you'd like to join, you can find a link down below. This part gets kind of loud, so if you're noise sensitive, you can turn the volume down until I lay everything out over here. And then we have a bee that landed on the other side of my rocks. I don't know if that picked up on camera or not, but felt like I would note that. Dublin. Somebody could live in Dublin. Or maybe Ireland could be important. Okay. And then all right. Yeah, I'm not surprised that the heart locket came out here, the heart lock, because yeah, your person was definitely trying to contain themselves yesterday. I feel like that's self-explanatory. They were not expressive of their feelings. Maybe they felt like you were the same. We have a butterfly here, changes coming in for this connection. We also have a hand, okay? I always take that as like a divine hand. The divine has a hand in this matter, is helping out here. And then we do have a triangle coming out here. So sometimes I take that as possibilities of third parties or a love triangle. However, I have to give the PSA, I feel like you would know if that's the case. Like it's not a secret. You would know if this is like a love triangle type of situation or not. So if that doesn't resonate right away, don't stress out about it. Just let it fly away. It could also be a third party as in lack of communication. I think oftentimes people hear the words third party and they instantly panic and assume that there's an affair or another person going on in the picture. And more often than not, that's not the case. Third parties can be jobs, mindsets, beliefs, patterns, unhealed wounds. They can be family members, friends, basically anything that interferes with a connection. So just throwing that out there. Let's get you a couple of personal messages now from universe. Let's get out a couple of personal messages just for you. And again, I do this to help you reset and recenter your energy and your focus back toward yourself. So if you need a minute to grab a glass of water, take a couple of deep breaths, or, you know, envision yourself pulling your energy back toward you, you're welcome to do that, whatever you see fit. Your first personal message is the hawk with spirituality. Fly above and beyond your day-to-day thoughts to observe them from a bird's eye view. Quieting the mind and detaching from your thought patterns puts you in a better position to take in messages from your spirit guides. Comment a hawk emoji down below to let me know if you are still here. And side note, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out my channel and I really appreciate you for doing that. Then we have your affirmation of the day. I'm holding it up for those of you who want to affirm it with me. I am able to accomplish anything I set my mind upon. What is it that you desire and haven't succeeded at yet? Divide and conquer. Give yourself time and divide your plan into small pieces. After each victory, you will feel uplifted and ready to do more. Beautiful. I am packing up the reading and getting ready for the extended, you guys. If you're leaving me here today, I thank you so much for joining, and I certainly hope to see you for a future reading. If you are joining for the extended, I will see you over there shortly. Bye for now.